Providing military funeral honors is the nation's way of showing gratitude and paying final tribute to a veteran's honorable military service to the United States of America. Upon request, the Department of Defense will provide military funeral honors to eligible veterans in accordance with law and long-standing tradition. The Department of Defense provides this service free of charge, as your veteran has earned his or her tribute through their honorable service and sacrifice to our country. On behalf of the President of the United States Army, and a grateful nation, please accept this flag as a symbol of our appreciation for your loved one's honorable and faithful service. A veteran, or a person who has been granted veteran status, is eligible to receive military funeral honors if he or she served at least 1 day of active service other than training and was discharged or released from that service by means of an honorable discharge, or under honorable conditions, died while on active duty with honorable service, or was a member or former member of the selected reserve with honorable service. Individuals who have at any time been discharged or released from military service with any of the following characterizations or circumstances will be considered to have been discharged or released under dishonorable conditions, and military funeral honors will not be provided. A dishonorable discharge, a bad conduct discharge, a dismissal from the service by court-martial, any other than honorable conditions discharge or separation, a resignation or retirement in lieu of court-martial, or a clemency discharge. Any person who has been convicted of a capital crime, committed actions that bring discredit to military service, or who is no longer in good standing with the service is also ineligible for military funeral honors. A family member of an eligible veteran may request military funeral honors, or the funeral director or the decedent's personal representative making burial arrangements can make the request. The person arranging for the funeral honors can use the online directory on Military OneSource to connect with the appropriate military service to arrange for the funeral honors detail. In order to determine eligibility for military funeral honors, it is necessary to provide the veteran's discharge certificate. The most common discharge certificate is called the DD Form 214, Certificate of Release or Discharge from Active Duty. The DD Form 214 is a complete and thorough document that verifies a service member's military service. For questions about what documents are acceptable, contact the appropriate service coordinator. If the family does not have a copy of the discharge document, they need to complete a Request for Military Records for Veterans Burial Funeral Benefits. The family should complete the form and include a copy of proof of death. Proof of death can be a copy of a death certificate, veteran's obituary, or a signed statement by the funeral director stating the veteran is deceased. It is important that the veteran's next of kin signs the form and documents his or her relationship to the veteran, as the National Archives will not process the request without a signature. The family member making the request needs to provide as much information about the veteran as possible, such as his or her full name, including middle name or middle initial, and place of birth to help locate the veteran's records. The request should be faxed or mailed to the National Personnel Records Center. For expedited services, they should include a fax number to where the Record Center can fax a copy of the discharge paper. For those veterans with no next of kin, the person making the request needs to indicate on the form that there is no known next of kin. Upon receipt, the National Archives will contact the veteran's branch of service to obtain permission to release the documents for burial purposes. On the day of the funeral, the family can expect the service to provide a minimum of a 2-person uniformed detail to conduct military funeral honors. The detail will provide a rendition of taps and fold and present the flag of the United States. The opening and closing of the grave and perpetual care is provided at any cemetery administered by the Department of Veterans Affairs, the Department of Defense, or the Department of Interior. The Department of Veterans Affairs provides a government headstone, marker, or medallion, a burial flag, and presidential memorial certificates regardless of where the veteran is buried. The Department of Defense provides the same honors for cremated remains placed in an urn as casketed remains. All these services are provided at no cost to the family. The Department of Defense recognizes the valuable role veteran organizations play in honoring veterans. As such, veteran service organizations and other approved organizations may participate with the military services in providing military funeral honors. If consulting with a funeral service coordinator, the family should state which veterans organization they wish to have participate, and the funeral provider will work with the service and organization to make the necessary arrangements. For more information about military funeral honors, you can go to Military OneSource. We are here to help. Military OneSource offers information, resources, and non-medical counseling to meet the needs of military family members who have experienced the death of a loved one. Help is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week by telephone or internet. Call 800-342-9647. Click militaryonesource.mil. Connect 24/7.